Sexual energy can drag you into mediocrity or elevate you toward the purest form of power. Nietzsche warned that lust without direction doesn't liberty enslaves. Today, you'll discover how to transform desire into discipline and purpose. Stay until the end to understand the secret of true inner sovereignty. Immediate pleasure has become the religion of our time. Every gesture, every stimulus, every image pushes us toward the pursuit of a momentary relief that, instead of filling us, empties us. Nietzsche harshly warned about the trap of lust, pointing out that when a man confuses freedom with blind surrender to desire, he ends up enslaved by the very thing he believes he controls. Modern culture glorifies an abundance of options and unlimited access to bodies, but within that abundance lies a corrosive emptiness. It has never been so easy to satisfy an impulse, and never has the feeling of lack been so unbearable. Sexual instinct is one of the most powerful forces in human nature. It can be a motor for creation, transcendence, inner discipline, but when it's scattered through meaningless repetition, it becomes a constant drain. What could have become art, philosophy, legacy, is reduced to crumbs of pleasure that vanish in seconds. This is the tragedy Nietzsche recognized. Desire itself is not the problem, but the man who places it at the center of his existence, abandoning his higher will. There is no sovereignty there, only surrender. The system knows how to exploit that surrender. A society that controls desire controls the individual. Algorithms, screens, and carefully crafted stimuli designed to excite shape behaviors and thoughts. False freedom is believing you are choosing when everything is already programmed. The modern man consumes, repeats, and exhausts himself under the illusion of autonomy. That illusion turns him into a perpetual customer of a marketplace enriched by his wasted energy. Nietzsche distrusted what is easy. For him, anything valuable is conquered through difficulty and effort. Pleasure delivered without resistance carries an unseen price, the loss of direction and depth. A satisfied body is not necessarily a peaceful spirit. Constant excitement dulls the mind, scatters attention, and disconnects a man from his center. And that is the crucial point, the lack of a why. When purpose is absent, desire becomes refuge, distraction, a drug that numbs the anxiety of a void that no orgasm can resolve, only meaning can. Sexual energy is not an enemy, it's raw material. Transformed into discipline, action, and creation, it elevates. Wasted in immediate consumption, it degrades. The choice is present every day. Submit to the impulse or turn it into power. That is the beginning of true inner sovereignty. The man who does not master his impulses lives exiled from himself. He believes he enjoys freedom, but walks chained to invisible routines that pull him away from his essence. Every stimulus that drags him is a silent renunciation of his will, a gesture of submission to the immediate. Nietzsche insisted that the true free spirit is not the one who lives without rules, but the one who has learned to govern himself. Mastering sexual energy does not mean denying it, it means directing it, turning it into a channel toward a higher destiny. That mastery is not punishment, it is sovereignty. Contemporary culture has confused liberation with dispersion. It promotes constant excitation as a symbol of vitality, when in reality it is a sign of exhaustion. A man who gives himself to desire without awareness slowly empties himself, and in that emptiness his will withers. Every repetition of the impulse reinforces dependence. Every surrender weakens clarity. Meanwhile, opportunities to build, create, and transcend dissolve in the same time it takes for a moment of pleasure to fade. The cost is invisible at first, but devastating over the years. Sexual energy, when preserved, becomes magnetic force. The man who learns to contain it develops a different presence. His gaze becomes firmer, his voice more grounded, his movements more intentional. He does not transmit anxiety, transmits center. Others notice it instantly. There is something in him that does not depend on applause, validation, or conquest, something already complete, and that is what makes him rare, almost impossible to imitate. Nietzsche saw effort and discipline as the conditions for all greatness. Desire without direction was, for him, a surrender disguised as vitality. Only the man who resists what is easy can aspire to what is profound. The false promise of immediate pleasure is that its satisfaction in truth, it prolongs the feeling of lack. True freedom requires discomfort, enduring silence, facing solitude, walking without the refuge of distractions, because in those moments, energy begins to transform into something more than impulsando, creative force capable of building projects, art, ideas, and legacies that transcend the moment. A man who masters himself does not need to show it. His mere presence communicates inner authority, and that authority does not come from power over others, but from power over himself. That is the difference between living chained to desire and turning it into fuel for greatness. When desire governs, the man becomes a directionless body in motion. He pursues stimuli and validation as if they held the answer to his emptiness, but finds only crumbs. Nietzsche warned that this surrender wasn't a sin, but a betrayal of oneself, trading the eternal for the ephemeral, to abandon purpose and condemn oneself to mediocrity. The emptiness does not come from sex, but from lack of direction. Lust works as an escape from boredom, uncertainty, or loneliness. It's not true passion, it's emotional anesthesia. A body or distraction is sought to disguise discomfort, but that release resolves nothing. Relief is temporary, and the cycle repeats, eroding will and weakening identity. Real power arises when that energy is transformed. Containing is not repressing, it is transmuting. It is facing the force of desire and elevating it. That act makes a man rare in a culture of addictions. His presence changes because he no longer seeks. He does not just see, he holds. There is no lack, but direction. No anxiety, but purpose. That difference radiates magnetism because it is real, not a technique. The great creators understood this truth. Leonardo da Vinci, Beethoven, Newton, Tesla did not dilute their vitality in empty repetition. They channeled it into works that survived centuries. They understood that instinct could be fuel for science, art, and philosophy. That is the dividing line. The man who consumes himself in impulse remains trapped in the ephemeral. The one who transforms it builds power. Nietzsche called this practice overcoming. It does not mean denying the human, but elevating it. Becoming who one truly is requires crossing one's inner abyss, enduring discomfort, and resisting what is easy. That discipline does not come from imposed rules, but from love for one's own evolution. Every renunciation of immediate impulse is an act of honor. Every victory over blind desire, a brick in the construction of will. The sovereign man does not flee silence or seek consolation in distractions. He does not crawl after pleasure, he commands it. His sexual energy no longer enslaves him, it empowers him. He transforms it into steadiness, clarity, creativity, and spiritual strength. In this state, he does not need to chase or beg. His presence is enough. He walks with direction, acts with mission, and lives with purpose. That is true power, possessing oneself and transforming the most primitive energy into the highest force. True power is not in surrendering to pleasure, but in mastering it and turning it into creative force. Don't forget to subscribe, activate the notification bell, like the video, and share your experience. Watch our next videos and continue awakening with this community.